In January of this year, the first confirmed COVID-19 case in the United States was reported. From that time to February 23rd, there was a total of 14 reported cases. It's hard to believe how fast what seemed to be a passing news story mushroomed into a defining event of our lifetime. By mid-March, our conversations had turned to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, social distancing, and we looked to be facing a healthcare crisis of monumental proportions. Of course, there is no question that this has impacted all of us, not just here in the U.S., but the entire world. Information continues to flow and experts continue to shift the models and predictions. Even now, as states are beginning the first phases of reopening, there continues to be much fear and uncertainty. What I am sure is this: what we knew then is not what we know now. And what we know now is most likely not what we will know later. As I reflect on the last several months, I've been impressed with how you have quickly adapted to the ever-changing directives and disruptions of what we used to call normal. I'm proud that the commitment and the compassion towards our families and the residents have not wavered, but in many cases you have found ways to make even a greater impact. I'm proud of our industry and our senior housing communities. And contrary to the perception that has been portrayed by some, the healthcare industry is full of dedicated professionals that have made some very real sacrifices for the benefit of others. And for our SRI communities, we've demonstrated time and time again our philosophy of putting others before self. What some may not realize is that most of our residents and staff do not have COVID-19. As an example, as of May 7th, data from the state of Florida indicates about 1% of all residents in long-term care communities currently have tested positives. And less than 1%, 0.8 to be exact, of staff statewide have tested positive. While the number we are aiming for is 0 and we cannot predict future cases, I say that the attention and the measures that have been implemented have been a major contributing factor to keep our residents and you safe. We will continue not to relax, and we will certainly make all the necessary precautions and guidelines. But do know that you are making a real difference, not only in your community, but in the overall fight against this global pandemic. These have been some very difficult times, but I want to encourage you to continue pressing forward to make each day a little brighter than the last. Thank you, and God bless.